They will kill you.
Hey, which character should we have narrate this stupid exposition opening? Judi Dench, I guess. I mean, she's got the most credibility. It's a story about Riddick, and he narrated the first movie and even narrates part of this movie later, but it.
Half alive and half something else.
Dead, right? I bet he's half dead. If there's such a thing as Discount Ron Perlman, here's Discount Ron Perlman. There's not one single practical reason for the ship design to have the artillery guys dangling from a line outside the ship.
What the
The phrase, what the
Grab a gat.
Oh, come on. Future space bounty hunters call guns gats? Are they from the space hood?
It's a bounty on my head.
1 mil. 1.5.
Why would you lie about the bounty?
Knew they'd come for me.
See, now Riddick is narrating. How many narrators does this movie have?
Wonder if she'll be there.
Well, since you're asking, I can basically guarantee you're going to run into her at some point, whoever the she is. This planet has a terrible PR department. These guards go through all these safety measures and then just leave the cage door wide open plenty long enough for a rabid woman to jump out and bite a leg or something. Rabid animal girl also happens to be hot cliché.
They say most of your brain shuts down in cryosleep.
Riddick repeats cryosleep speech from the first movie, with an echo. Has Helium Prime ever heard of redundancy? You have at least one, maybe two other ships that can help out in case an intruder does something like this. Also, this move should have damaged Riddick's ship as much as the other guys.
And there's nothing around this statue.
This guy's been telling this story for years to get chicks into bed.
Helium Prime shares its sunlight with all worlds nearby.
How do you live on a planet that can provide that much sunlight to multiple worlds? The HVAC bill on this planet must be insane.
You will leave us to our fate. Just like you did her.
First Riddick when he's in the ship, and now here. Can someone just call this woman by name already? It's so cool that Riddick can see everything and these guys can't. You know who else can't? Us. And thank you for the rapid-fire editing and total darkness, asshole.
You mentioned her.
Yeah, still looking for a name. You know what would make this space battle better? Somebody named Wedge. Or Red Leader. Or, characters. Or a perspective. I'm so massively confused at this point I can barely make a comment that the guys with guns can't seem to hit any of the guys who are just carrying clubs until they're 3 inches away.
Remember your place, Dame Vaco.
My place is at your side, dear husband.
I sure am glad these characters cleared up their relationship and remembered each other's names right after that huge battle.
There is another verse.
Batman's dad uses slang to shorten universe to verse, ripping off Firefly in the process.
And I'll take your soul. Your soul is mine.
Well, okay, I'm a totally religious person, and that looked extremely evil, but sure, I'll become one of you. Now wait just a damn minute. What was Riddick's plan when he came in here? Kill their best guy and then profits? If it isn't for Dame Vaco, Riddick gets slaughtered. The end. Obvious CG spinning blade.
It's been a long time since I smelled beautiful.
You must not be washing with herbal essences then.
The Riddick.
That's a weird way to say his name. Since these quasi-deads read thoughts and memories, does Riddick refer to himself as the Riddick?
We find thoughts of an elemental.
The one race that would slow the spread of necromongers.
This part of the conversation Riddick had with Arian didn't happen. Furian sounds racist. Like, the people of their race identify themselves with Fury so much that they call themselves Furian? Is that like calling white people Kenny G-shins?
Kill the Riddick.
Why does he let Riddick out of the purple holding energy thing to fight the guards that he just ordered to kill Riddick?
Dust my dick when you get the chance.
I dusted my dick once. For fingerprints.
Crematoria.
Riddick is being sent to the one prison in the verse that just so happens to be holding Hot Jack.
Now look at you. All back of the bus.
Is back of the bus still a common reference in space future? This thing looks awesomely futuristic, but wouldn't a computer monitor do the job better than some liquid hologram shit? Why does only Lord Vaco have a wife? Where are all the other necromonger wives? Why do necromongers even care about love or feelings? Aren't they mongers of necro? Like death? Like, shouldn't they be gorging out on death and decay like 99% of the time they're not pillaging? Wife abuse turns to sexy time cliche.
You have such greatness in you.
Looks like you're about to have greatness in you. You know, they say in cryosleep, it. Scene hints at a lap dance, but turns into leg wrestling. Just in case you confused it with Crematoria, Japan.
If I owned this place in hell, I'd rent this place out and live in hell.
Also, this planet has a terrible oh, I already said that.
Angle of approach. Not good.
This is the least useful navigation computer ever. It's like the magic 8-ball of navigation devices. Are we headed in the right direction? Outlook not good. Phew, I sure am glad they solved that not good angle of approach somehow, without showing us.
This is Riddick.
Well, if you want to be pedestrian about it, I prefer calling him the Riddick. The last time we visited Crematoria, we saw Jack being sent to prison and put in some kind of kennel or something. Now Riddick is being dropped directly into the prison like this is protocol, and no one appears to be in little cages. Riddick does Cirque du Soleil.
I'll run the numbers again. It takes a couple of days, probably.
What? Running the numbers is something that should take roughly 10 minutes at most, especially in space future.
A young warrior once consulted a seer.
Oh, a prediction. Has one of these prophecies ever been wrong in a movie like this?
Riddick.
Character wakes up when his name is whispered from a great distance cliché. What?
Look, we dusted our tracks.
Is that the same as dusting your dick? I don't get the impression Riddick is great at escaping prisons so much as I get the impression the writers are just really good at giving him convenient boosts all the time.
There's gonna be one speed. Mine. If you can't keep up, don't step up. You'll just die.
So I guess all these people are dead then? I mean, we barely started and not a single one of them is going at Riddick's speed. Okay, so Riddick reaches the top of the cliff thingy and sees the hangar, and then he turns around to look at the sunrise and yells for Kira to move her ass, but then suddenly after he pulls the other prisoner dudes up, none of them are at the top somehow? Also, excruciating heat can't affect you as long as you're behind a rock. Ah, the deadly sunrise explosion ends just at the edge of the cliff they just reached the top of. There's no way those flames would ever reach past that point at all. Seriously? A Furian ghost just comes out of nowhere to give Riddick powers? Jeez, I guess this heat isn't really all that bad. I mean, why did we even care if the light hit them? How is the planet like 900 degrees at this point, but just inside this little cave it's totally room temperature and
Stay away from him. And in return, you'll be hunted no more.
What's the purpose of not killing Riddick? Why would you even propose a deal like this? There's only one guy who can hurt you and you're making a deal with him? What's the f***ing point? See, this guy walks 15 steps and goes from totally alive to toast. I'm calling bullshit on this planet and it's bullshit physics that only work when they don't interfere with the story. How is he able to just fly this ship out of the hangar anyway? When earlier we saw that the ship had to be super careful not to fly in the daylight burning portion of the planet.
Let's not get caught in the sun.
This is a day of days.
Well, sure, I mean, is that literal? Or is this one of those month of Sundays kind of things?
That you will reach the Underverse.
This guy misses the most obvious double meaning ever. How can an elemental who can turn herself into wind not get out of this prison or cave or whatever she's in?
This can still be a day of days.
Every day is a day of damn days.
We found this lens of dead.
Did you also find the guy who was right next to him?
He won't escape twice.
He's already escaped like hundreds and hundreds of times. It's what he does. Poison heroine leaves the picture even though you know she's coming back to save the hero cliché. You know what Riddick could use right now? A Furian ghost who just blows away all the bad guys for him. Oh sure, let's let our prisoner, the Elemental, out of her cell to watch the big showdown with Riddick and Lord What's-His-Pants. Crying a single tear after death cliché.
You keep what you kill.
Main character has to explain the very obvious reason all the Necros start bowing to him. This movie somehow got a director's cut.
Hard pressed to make it back.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Play the best song in the world, or I'll eat your soul.